Why would you use CG to make Patrick Stewart look younger, an actor who looked exactly the same 20 years ago as he does today? How are you going to reconcile this now that First Class came out and showed us that Charles and Eric parted ways as young men? I mean, I know everyone wants to forget this movie, but you can't just ignore shit that happened in it if you're going to bring back the old cast for Days of Future Past. Okay, levitating all the cars and the lawnmower, but why bother with the water coming out of the hose? Also, surely Stan Lee could have made a better appearance than this phallic cameo. Fucking Brett Ratner. Are these decorative, or did Gene's parents serve Charles and Eric tea with hard-boiled eggs? In the not-too-distant future. Totally impossible war simulation reveal cliche cheat. Also, Brett Ratner rips off the holodecks from Star Trek The Next Generation.
Nice throw.
Yeah, did Colossus actually throw Wolverine, or did he just simulate throwing it? Why wouldn't Wolverine just smash into the wall of the simulator if Colossus actually threw it? Oh, so this is the building where Iceman cheats on Rogue with Kitty's kitty. This movie came out in May of 2006, but claims to be set in the not-too-distant future, which means that the super smart doctor character is really diving into an article in this magazine from October 2005, which has to be at least 2 or 3 years old, if not more.
Raven, I asked you a question.
I don't answer to my slave name.
Yes, Mystique, please tell us about your slave days. I think everyone would be interested in hearing how your experience compared to American slavery from 1619 to 1865.
Homo sapien!
Whoa, Mystique. This is the 21st century. No one speaks Latin anymore.
When an individual acquires great power, the use or misuse of that power is everything.
What about responsibility? I think you're forgetting the responsibility.
That turns us into tyrants over our fellow man.
But Einstein said,
I thought that perhaps you might take my place someday.
Say, when I die, halfway through this movie, for instance. Who builds a lab on Alcatraz Island? Who does that? I'll tell you who. Brett Ratner. That's who. This guy is still an asshole. Magneto will surely try and rescue Mystique, as they've said several times in the movie, so let's make sure our awesome new mobile prison is inside a tractor-trailer entirely made out of metal.
Hello there, son.
I'm listening.
Cyclops is a dick to aquatic life. Scene does not contain Phoenix-style lap dance.
I can't see a damn thing.
I can take care of that.
Geez, why didn't you just do this before? You landed the plane in this shit. Adele.
Jean Grey is the only Class 5 mutant I've ever encountered, Hep.
Movie speaks about mutant grading systems as if the previous movies have ever mentioned them before. Also, Class 5 sounds good, but what are the criteria? Professor X says he's only encountered one, so how could Magneto be better at manipulating metal? Or Mystique at changing into people? Or Xavier himself at getting into people's heads? This grading system sounds like total bullshit. Cancer? I hope it's cancer. Instead of admiring Angel's wings, the doctor lady is instead admiring the overhead lights or the ceiling or something. If your mutant power is angel wings, glass loses its ability to cut you. Seems pretty silly that Multiple Man would divide into 6 copies of himself right after coming out of his cell, but then again the movie never even made an attempt to show us there were other prisoners or what they could do until this moment in time, so I guess they had to play catch up on what these assholes could do. F***ing Brett Ratner. So when Jean killed Scott at Alkali Lake, the professor could sense her power, but when she's making the sexy time with Wolverine, the X-Man can't sense a damn thing. Also, Wolverine somehow didn't learn to never stick your dick in crazy. Whoa, Jean Grey not only turned into the Phoenix, but she also turned into Xenia Onatopp. I guess no one is monitoring Jean during her coma/telekinetic energy cocoon recovery. Nobody said it was Xavier's school for gifted nurses.
It may be too late.
So let's go by car instead of taking the jet. Also, it's Parents Play in the Street with Your Kid Day in this neighborhood.
One and yourself, but I can help you. The line must be drawn here.
Well, I guess you don't hire Juggernaut for his brains, as he throws Wolverine into the very house he was supposed to be guarding him from. Apparently, no one in the whole neighborhood gives a shit about all the commotion happening at the Grey House. Jeez, father figures leave. No need to be a pussy. Dude, I think you're my hero. Nobody gives a signal of any kind, but everyone still rises in unison.
I just miss home. The first snow and all that.
Love triangle girl for Iceman conveniently misses snow and ice skating. I guess Bobby's going with the old Groundhog Day courtship routine, and it seems to be working. Jeez, familiar story, am I right, guys? The jealous girlfriend. You make one little fountain into an ice skating rink for another chick, and suddenly she's packed and ready to go.
I want to be able to touch people, Logan.
Said every pedophile ever.
A hug. A handshake. A kiss.
A hand job. Anal. Also, couldn't she just buy a Trojan body condom like Lieutenant Frank Drebin did in The Naked Gun?
Just think about what I said, Rose.
Marie.
Nope, that's her slave name. All these superpowered humans in the forest, and you mean to tell me they didn't play one game of baseball? Did Twilight lie to me?
Hey, Pete. You seen Rogue?
Yeah, she took off.
That dude did not see that. Only Wolverine did. Also, hey, what should we have the super strong mutant do while he's walking by Bobby to help demonstrate that he's super strong? I know. He could be carrying a giant TV.
brilliant!
Man, there are a ton of people who hate the Cure at this rally. They must have never been in love on a Friday. Say to know the Cure? This is a Class 1 mutant, I presume? I'm gonna forget for a moment that these are supposed to be mutants with powers, and wonder why Magneto decided to give someone, or allow someone to use, a fucking bat to guard the perimeter. Sure, just keep throwing those spikes in the same place every time. Surely what didn't work 100 other times will eventually work at some point.
We are the Cure!
Magneto's Cure cover band has entirely too many members.
The cure for that infirm, imperfect condition called Homo sapiens.
Is this supposed to be like a Klan rally? Marvel crossover, check it out! Jamie Foxx's Electro has a cameo in The Last Stand roughly 8 years before he was even cast in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Nothing can stop us!
Despite the fact that no one knows why the Golden Gate Bridge is collapsing, everyone starts running toward the much longer route off the bridge. No one in this racial stereotype noticed all the cars that were smashing into each other while they took this picture in front of the fucking Golden Gate Bridge. This is cool and all, but it's probably the least practical way for Magneto's troops to get to Alcatraz. I mean, steal a jet for Pete's sake, or, I don't know, a boat. Clearly daytime here, but then suddenly nighttime here.
You men, come at the doors!
Who the fuck are you?
Come on!
Grow those back.
Is there a reason why he couldn't?
Oh, my stars and garters.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
I'm the wrong guy to play hide and seek with.
Who's hiding? Dickhead.
Man, the dialogue in this movie just crackles, doesn't it? Good thing Angel just happened to be flying around at this very moment in time so he could save his father and teach him a valuable lesson about mutants in the process. Yes, take cover from the flying, burning car bombs next to the hazardous chemicals. That seems totally sensible. Isn't all this just a little unnecessary? I mean, can't Magneto just find an aircraft carrier or another section of the Golden Gate Bridge and send it way up 10,000 feet in the air and then bring it down and smash everyone and everything on Alcatraz Island? Problem solved, right? Isn't this one car at a time thing kind of needlessly weak? Also, couldn't he just take Wolverine and Colossus out of the equation anytime he wanted to? Why is he just letting them continue to slow the progress of his attack? I mean, flick your finger and send those fuckers to Oakland, man.
Storm, we're gonna need some cover.
It's nice of the real X-Men to always give Storm something to do so she feels valuable to the team. Movie establishes that the two people fighting are equally matched, which means some total bullshit is going to happen before one of them wins. See? The darts are left to right here on Magneto's chest, but then they're up and down here. Man, the lengths some men will go to for some hot poontang. Why the f*** are all these headlights on? This attack where the bridge was moved started in broad daylight, so the headlights shouldn't be on, and even if they are like daytime running lights or some shit, are the cars on that bridge all still running?
It's what I want.
Oh, sorry, Rogue. I thought you were gone. I'm banging Juno now. Did they find a cure for the kid who sucked all the powers out of the mutants? Because if they didn't, this school is gonna suck. Brett Ratner.
Hello, Moira.
Charles.
Jeez, does anyone in this series ever stay dead? Well, Cyclops does, because f*** Cyclops.
Forget about the lighting, forget about, the actors.
Your cities will not be safe. Your streets will not be safe. You will not be safe.
I want this country to realize that we stand on the edge of oblivion. I want every man, woman, and child to understand how close we are to chaos.
I love you.
What have I done, sweet Jesus? What have I done? Become a thief in the night, become a dog on the run.